Priya
and Shanelle.
and
We have
today, we have a special guest on PS. Let's talk about that. Today we have, can you say your name for us?
Noelle.
Noelle. I know that you guys hear a lot of Shanelle's stories about motherhood, and you're probably thinking to yourselves, who are these girls? This is one of them. We've got Noelle today. And Shanelle, do you wanna get into what she's gonna do with us today?
Yes. So today Noelle is going to give us a review of the Paw Patrol movie. We just watched the Paw Patrol movie this week. And so Noelle is going to give us a little rundown. So can I ask you some questions and then you answer them? Okay, come close to the mic. Okay, ready? Okay, Noelle, what is the Paw Patrol movie about?
Rescuing and helping people.
Yes, I love that.
I love that answer.
And so who are the main characters in Paw Patrol?
Every pup.
All the pups? Do you remember, can you say their names?
Zuma, Rocky, Liberty, Skye, Chase, Marshall.
Yeah, thank you. And what was your favorite part of the movie?
Skye hit all the meteors.
When Skye hit the meteors?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your favorite part. Spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the movie, I should have prefaced.
No.
Yeah. Why was that your favorite part?
Because the meteors didn't hit anybody except for Skye.
Yeah, so she saved everybody. What did you think about that?
I just thought that was a great opportunity.
Yeah, you thought it was a great what?
Opportunity.
Opportunity? Yeah, I like that.
A great opportunity for what?
For Skye to just save her friends.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about the movie or Paw Patrol in general?
No.
No? Thank you so much for being on our podcast. You know you're our first guest.
That's cool.
Yeah, you are our first guest. Do you like our podcast? Yeah.
So far, what's been your favorite thing?
Talking about Paw Patrol.
So this episode
Yeah,
where you're on
this
it.
is going to be your favorite episode.
I think I'm slipping.
Uh-oh, you're slipping.
I think you're slipping.
Because I am slipping.
Okay.
Are you just excited to see yourself on a big screen?
I'm just trying to get comfy.
Oh, I got you.
Do you need a pillow?
No.
Okay. Are you comfy now or not yet? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put the mic like this so we can hear you. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Any other movies or shows you want to give a review about? Is something else you want to say?
About Ariel.
Oh, you want to say something about
The Ariel movie was all about, but Ursula accidentally made Ariel not talk.
Yes. she took her
Accidentally
voice.
or on purpose?
On purpose.
Yeah, it was on purpose.
Was Ursula a bad guy? Yeah.
But which one do you like? What character do you like most in Ariel?
The good girl.
You like Ariel?
Oh, Ariel?
Nice.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, for a long time it's been Ursula.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Noelle, for being on our podcast.
Yeah.
Our first guest,
Mhm.
our best guest. We loved it.
The greatest one.
The greatest one we've ever had. I was really excited for her to come on.
Yeah.
She keeps asking every week when I come to like record with you.
Yeah.
She'll ask me like, "Can I be on the podcast today? Can I be
Yeah.
on the podcast?" And then she always says, "She goes, I just want to talk about my husband with you guys."
Her husband to be.
And I'm like, "You don't have a husband." And she'd be like, "My pretend husband." And I'm like, "No, we need to like."
That's so cute.
It is.
I guess because she hears us talking about our
Yeah.
relationships,
Yeah.
right? That's so funny.
Because
how,
the first podcast she heard, no wait, she didn't hear the Baba one. I don't know, but yeah, we do talk about our husbands a lot.
Yeah.
And she's listened to all of the other ones.
Okay.
And so yeah, she's so cute. And so
That's sweet.
when we watched Paw Patrol, I was like, "Would you like to give a review?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah." And she had so much to say, and then I think she got nervous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're watching on YouTube, then you'll
Yeah.
already kind of see her reactions to it. But the way that we're set up is we have a camera and then we've got like a giant monitor in the back so that we can kind of see ourselves. And I think for her, like seeing herself on a big TV,
Yeah.
like I could tell she was just staring at herself for the whole entire time. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
Like,
she got like all of a sudden super nervous
Yeah.
and like intimidated.
yeah.
And then she like kept going, "I can't hear, it's not working."
That's, well, I mean, to her point, we didn't give her headphones.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was really sweet. I'm
That
glad
was
that we
cute.
had her on. So can you tell me a little bit about the movie without giving spoilers for our audience who clearly wants to know
Yeah, you guys
everything
are
about
just
this
dying
film?
to-
Yeah.
So I will say, if you watch Paw Patrol or like know anything about Paw Patrol as a parent, it's like, it's not Disney quality.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard for like parents. Like, you know, when you watch Disney movies, you can like as an adult be
Enjoy
in
it.
and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
And with like Paw Patrol, it's not. Like, you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, is this over yet?
Yeah.
So we watched the first movie that came out a couple years ago. And I just remember being like so bored and like could not wait for that movie to end.
Yeah.
I will say this movie was a lot better than the first movie.
Oh, good.
Where like I wasn't as bored. And maybe my tolerance has like gone up.
Lowered.
Yeah. Because I've watched so many episodes of Paw
Your
Patrol.
expectations are just so.
But it was a cute movie, and it's about these pups who save the world. Basically,
Right.
They are the police and the firefighters
Yeah.
and the pet rescue. Like they do it all for this city, and so it's like about them rescuing the world from a mad scientist. The movie. So I mean, it was, like I said, it's not Disney.
Yeah.
But it was still cute, and it had like a really sweet ending where Noelle keeps asking questions about like one of the characters and why she did what she did, and like her just being sacrificial.
Oh, that's cool. So that's like where she was
Yeah.
saying it was a good opportunity
Yeah,
for her.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
So it actually like it
Yeah.
sparked some sweet conversations afterwards, and I could tell she thinks about it a lot.
That's awesome.
Like, she's a thinker where like it'll be like 3 days later, and she'll be like, we'll be in the car, and she'll just be like, Mom, remember when she did that? Why would she choose to do that?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, she's a thinker, my little one. But
Yeah, you have a very introspective little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you to Noelle.
Yeah.
And so today we're just gonna jump in. Me and Priya thought it'd be fun just to talk about some like fun products that we're currently using and loving.
Mm-hmm.
And so Priya, you wanna go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that out of the two of us, I'm more of like the makeup person. I tend to, like, ever since probably junior high school, I think that was one of the big things that people were always like, oh yeah, she like really enjoys makeup. Like one of my other friends and I feel like we're really heavily into that.
Yeah.
And so now, it's funny.
Means of fashion.
No, definitely not fashion.
But I feel like I do come to you for like anything makeup or hair related.
That's sweet.
I
Yeah.
do always go to Priya.
Thank you. That is very sweet. I appreciate that. But I think that both of us just really enjoyed it. And when I think about it on my end, I think it just allowed me a lot of creativity, and it allowed me to feel better about myself, or feel, you know, I think sometimes people can get on you for finding confidence through things like clothing and makeup, but I think that's just how the world works, you know? And for me, I grew up just with a lot of very critical voices that centered around like my body and my, you know, just all these different things. I think especially when you're growing up, I know this is like turning into like a conversation, but that's fine.
I love it. I love that.
But when you're growing up, I think especially in a multicultural background where, you know, like on the one hand, I think you grow up as a first generation kid here, and so you're like, according to these standards, I'm supposed to like not care, and I'm supposed to embrace myself and blah blah blah. And then you have like this standard over here that's like, no, but you don't look good, or you don't whatever, or you don't fit into this standard, and so how are you gonna find a husband? How are you gonna, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I had those voices kind of thrown at me for such a long time. And so for me, makeup did end up kind of having a pivotal role in my life, where it just allowed me to feel like I could have fun and like I could be beautiful. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, because I did feel like, oh, because of these products, like I could highlight features of my face that like I enjoyed, or, you know, whatever it might be. But there was a lot of insecurity behind that, you know? But I just think over time it's definitely shifted. And now that I'm older, I honestly, I think I'm a lot more comfortable in my own skin, and I'm a lot more comfortable with the way that my face looks, whatever it might be. And so now when I'm looking at makeup, or now when I'm doing things, I think this is common for me and so many other millennials who are around my era of makeup, I guess. Like I was big into like YouTube makeup and all that stuff too. And so now I'm kind of like calming down. Now I'm finding products that I'm like, this is good for every day. I can't like go out with that smoky eye like on a Tuesday to the grocery store, you know? So my first product to get back into it is actually a House Labs foundation. There's a brand by Lady Gaga and it's called House Labs. It started on Amazon. It was really not the most exciting brand, but then she redid it and it's great. Like just her products look really cool. They look like they're high quality, all that stuff. And so I'm someone who over the last couple of years stopped wearing foundation just because I didn't like the way that it sat on my skin. But so many people that are around my age, influencers that like really enjoy and can really kind of take seriously when it comes to their makeup reviews, they've given that foundation stellar reviews. So I finally went to Sephora and I got a sample of it and I tried it and I loved it. So yeah, like in terms of my first product, I actually really like that. If there's any girly out there who's like, I've heard so much about this foundation, and I feel like when it comes to online reviews, it's really hard to believe people because like I'm not someone who wears like a ton of foundation and stuff. I feel like on camera it might look like I don't know. I don't think I wear like a lot of makeup.
I don't think you do either.
But I do like I know what kind of coverage I want. I know how I want things to look, and this looks like my skin, which I really, really like. I feel like people say that all the time, but this
Are you wearing it right now? It looks so good.
Yeah, it like just looks really smooth. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks very natural.
Yeah.
I didn't think like, oh, she's like wearing foundation.
Yeah.
I just think you're wearing a little bit of blush.
Thanks. Yeah, and it just like, it's good like medium coverage. It just has really great ingredients inside of it. So yeah, like that's like a product that I found and just like loved so far already this week.
It's called House Labs.
Yeah, it's the brand of House Labs, and it's called her like try something foundation, but it's good.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. What about you? Can you give me a product?
Yeah, so I'll start off with a beauty product too.
Yes.
Well, it's like in that realm. But it's called Divi. It's her hair serum.
Okay.
And so I think I shared it with
you
you before.
Yeah. You have talked to me about it.
I had like really bad postpartum hair loss, and so like I balded in 2 sections of my head. In the front, like if you're on YouTube, you could see. And so I've had this since I had Noelle. So Noelle's 4, and so like I was literally just kind of like bald here with like it just looked really bad, and it was like very sparse hair, like you could see my scalp. And so after I had Rory, I started using her hair serum, and I've seen like so much growth. Like you can if you're watching on YouTube, like this was not here.
Oh, how interesting. It's funny because I see you so often, but I never really like thought about it.
Yeah, it was like bald. Like I used to, and I feel like I covered it up. Like I tried to, when I would go out, like I wouldn't necessarily wear my hair in certain ways because you could see that I was balding.
Right.
But now like I could do. I mean, it still has a ways to go, but like just in the past couple months of using it, like I have hair.
That's exciting.
So they're like my little baby hairs. Like they don't go very far, and they are like thin, but they're there and they're growing, and so we love a healthy scalp.
We can stand. A healthy scalp, a growing scalp.
So that's something that I really love, and I've started using her shampoo now too, like just to aid it. So that's something that like if you're struggling with hair loss in general, I'd give it a shot. I believe in it.
Does it have minoxidil in it? Do you know?
I don't. I do know it's clean, so I don't know. If that product is like considered a clean product or not.
Gotcha.
Or that ingredient. But I do know it's like vegan. It's all clean. So yeah.
Are you someone who tends to go after clean beauty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
I think no. Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it like maybe sounds in or whatever, but I feel like I just try in general to like buy products like not just in beauty that are clean. Like my cleaning products are typically clean. Like I just try, like my groceries are typically like organic, like all my food. Like I just try to like buy the healthier version ever since I had kids. I feel like I just care a lot about like what environment I'm creating for them.
Yeah.
And so like they touch my face a lot. So if I'm wearing something and it's gonna like get on their hands,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
like I just want it to be like I don't feel like, oh, was that like dangerous for them to eat?
Mhm.
Not that they should be eating my makeup anyway.
Yeah.
But like it just feels better to me knowing that like whatever I'm purchasing is clean.
Got it.
But yeah, like I'm not somebody that's like done a ton of research and it's like these are all my reasons why. Like maybe I should be better about that, but I think I just like I don't know, maybe like I buy the hype that I'm like, oh, okay, if it's clean, then like I don't have to wear it. Like then I'm just like more willing to purchase it.
Yeah, I'm really not asking in a way to be like, what do you mean? Like that's not at all. But it's just it is something that fascinates me because I think that there's not really actually that much regulation behind clean beauty, and so sometimes I wonder if I just
like if it's really clean or if it's just like labeled clean.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like it has become very much a marketed term lately. And so I'm someone who will take a pause usually when it comes to clean beauty. And I still try and like look at ingredients and see all of that stuff. But I asked primarily from the hair thing because like I know minoxidil is a product that like it's like I think that's like what's in Rogaine and stuff like that, or even can be prescribed to people.
Yeah.
But I know that that's something that's like literally proven to aid in hair growth. And there's a brand called Virtue, and they sell that, but I don't know if they advertise that as clean or anything like that. I really don't know the regulation standards behind any of that. I think that things can get labeled clean sometimes, and they're not really that helpful, or you know what I mean. It can be like fool's gold in a way.
Yeah.
Where you make all these claims of what like a product can do, and then it's like
like sometimes they just don't work as well.
Yeah.
Like I will say, like deodorant is one thing that I really struggle with.
Oh my
gosh, like a good clean deodorant.
Yeah.
Because like they say like the like ones that are not clean have aluminum and that like leads to breast cancer. So that's another thing too. Is just like I don't want to put things on me that like could possibly lead to cancer.
Yeah, I get that.
But I get that where sometimes if something's clean, it just doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
So 100%.
I hate using aluminum-free deodorant. Like I use it for the same reason. Because I'm just like, okay, look, like there are some areas in my life where I'm like, no, I don't care about clean. But like there are some areas in my life where I'm like, like that's not necessarily like a huge concern for me at the moment. And then there's other areas where I'm like, oh, okay, no, if there's research behind it, sure, I'll go ahead and I'll, opt for that. Yeah. And deodorant, it's one of those things, but man, like it's a struggle. Yeah. I feel like they just,
they don't work as well.
Yeah.
Or like I feel like I have to change them so often. Because it'll work for like a week, and then I feel like my body maybe gets used to that. Yeah. Product. And even though it's just such a short time, and then I have to like go buy a different scent or a different brand. Like I haven't found one that like it consistently works. Yeah, David and I were having that conversation literally last night because I was talking about how a deodorant that we recently got just hasn't felt that great in my opinion, and it was really funny because he goes, "Don't you just miss the days of like aluminum deodorant?" I honestly really do. Like I miss not having to think about it. I miss just being carefree and not knowing anything about that. Yeah. Just being like, I used to use like this secret gel deodorant. I can't remember. I think it was like Lala Lavender or something. I don't remember fully which one it was. But I used to literally get compliments on the way that I smelled. Yeah. And I would always be like, secret. But like in my head I used to always be like my deodorant was like a huge part of that, and now I feel like I make every effort not to stink, but it's just one of those things sometimes I really miss because I can be like, oh, with natural I feel like you have to be very good about your application and all of that stuff, otherwise like or sometimes it makes me feel like I'm stinkier. Yeah. Because it adds to like this, I don't know, it's just gross. Like sometimes I feel like I smell better if I didn't even wear that. I do know what you mean. But so Divi is clean, but I do notice like it works. That's good though. I think that's really cool. Yeah. That's a good product recommendation. And that's cool that you're able to give like postpartum advice. Yeah. So any postpartum mamas, it's rough out here. Yeah. That's one thing that I've always seen that freaks me out. Yeah. Like postpartum hair loss or just postpartum in general? No, like hair loss. Yeah. I'd never heard of postpartum hair loss.
Really? That's all I've heard about.
I never knew it was a
What
thing.
world do you live
I
in?
know.
Like, I just want to know, like, the world that you live in and the scope that you have. Because there's moments sometimes where I'm like, how did you not know?
I think I am like, I don't feel like
It could be because, though, that I'm, like, on beauty YouTube for so many years.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah,
And
now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. And I should probably get on that a little bit more because I'm like, I'll be shocked by something. I'm like, what? That's a thing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd never heard of it. And then 2 months or 3 months postpartum from Noelle, because it doesn't happen right away.
Mm-hmm.
I was 3 months postpartum, and I started like going bald in that,
Oh,
in like
no.
2 spots of my head.
Yeah.
And I was so confused. I was like, is this stress related? Like what? And I was looking it up, and it's postpartum hair loss.
Yeah.
And I was just like, great, cool. And then it happened again after Rory, and like I feel like I didn't really have my hair back.
Mm.
So it happened again with Rory.
Oh.
It just felt even more dramatic because I
Yeah.
already felt like such thin hair.
Yeah.
Like, my hair got really thin. Like, and there's 2 spots in the front that like were kind of balding, and then some like a little spot in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So like adding then like her was just like, I felt like the little hair that I did have was just like I was just losing it.
Oh, no.
And same thing, it hit me like 3 months postpartum.
The life of a woman is insane.
It really is.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah. There's moments when I go down rabbit holes of like different
Yeah.
things that happen to women
Yeah.
where I just really have a moment where I solidly freak out and I'm like, God, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why does this happen? It's just like,
Yeah.
but it's so normal.
Yeah.
And women just deal with it too. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even one of those things where it's like we have like mental breakdowns or we freak out. I feel
Yeah.
like every woman is just like, okay, this is, I guess,
Part of my life now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you just move on and
Yeah.
continue living. That's wild.
I know, it's crazy. It really is crazy. I say this all the time, and like Sean's gonna roll his eyes when I say this again. But I just feel like if men, and this is not to bash men,
No,
not at
I
all,
got you.
but I feel like if men had menstrual cycles, or men had to deal with child labor, or men had to deal with any of those things,
Mm-hmm.
I just think that there would be more solutions to them.
I do understand what you're saying.
Like we just wouldn't have, like it wouldn't be an issue.
yeah.
It would be like, oh, take this, or here's this, and like it would fix it. Like there would be no like
Suffering.
cramps and agony and like trying to figure out different products.
Yeah.
And, like there would be none of that.
Yeah.
There'd be no like, oh, postpartum hair loss. Like no, like it would just be like they fixed it.
Yeah.
Like,
They immediately found a solution.
yeah, they were like, we're not dealing with that.
Yeah.
And they immediately found a solution. They created it. They spent all their efforts instead of going to Mars and
And
exploring.
trying to make hotels?
Yeah, trying to make hotels down there. Like, and they would take that into like, I don't know, less painful ways of child labor and all of those things.
That's a point.
Yeah.
That is a very good point. I think you're right. I think the experience is universal beyond just different sexes, but it's that fact, like if you don't know what someone else is going through because you don't
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
it, you kind of can just ignore it and
Yeah.
lay it to the side, and it's not your burden, it's not your
Yes.
concern.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's good that women are in business now, because then women can make solutions
Yeah.
for other women. I say that.
I was gonna say, why
I
are you
rolled
so-
my eyes.
I was like, are you not in favor of women?
I'm an anti-feminist. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny because I've had this conversation with a few people before, but I'm
Oh, I know where you're going with this. Tell us.
like,
Priya.
women joining the workforce is a great thing, okay? But it's also the worst thing that could have happened to us. And I only mean it in the sense of before, the economy just ran in such a way that like your man could make the income and you could afford a home.
Mhm.
We live in California, we live in the Los Angeles area. You can't afford anything.
No,
Even
no.
with 2 healthy incomes, I feel like you will just always feel like your money is being stretched.
Yeah.
And so there was just a day where I got like really angry about it, just thinking about it. And I was like, why did women need to fight so hard to be a part of the workforce? Like, I'm so upset about it.
Well, it wasn't because I don't think women wanted to, right? It was the war.
It was the war that prompted women entering the workforce, but
Right.
I think that at that time there was a sense of responsibility and duty, but there also was kind of an undercurrent of joy that ran underneath it because of the fact that women were getting more rights. So, I mean, I'm saying that.
Those
like,
dang women's rights.
We're going to immediately lose the support of, like, anyone who listens to us.
But our audience is like female.
And they're like, wow, Priya's the worst. I mean, women have fought for equal rights and all these things, and it is one of those things, like, it's incredible, and I hope that we continue to strive for more, and I hope that we continue to achieve more. And I think that now having, like, women owning and running businesses is beneficial, obviously, because you have literally a female's perspective on female issues.
Yeah.
So kind of like you're saying, I feel like hopefully as the future progresses, we'll have more of that, like
solution.
Yeah, like we found a solution so that this isn't as complicated or this isn't as, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I think those are all great things. It's just in a moment, like in a heated moment, I was like, this is the worst thing that could have happened to us. Because it's just like, it's, I think, so specific to where we live and like trying to always make your money stretch somehow. And it feels like it just doesn't. And I know that that's like an issue with so many of us here. And it's just, I don't know. I think I get really sick and tired of people kind of blaming it on, oh, like millennials just spend on nothing. It's like, that's not even true. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's why we can't
on avocado toast or
houses.
or your Starbucks and stuff. And it's just like the solution is never going to be that simple that like I stopped buying Starbucks for a week and suddenly I had $1 million.
Yeah, we should try it.
I would never know that.
Well, I will say that I typically do not get Starbucks.
I don't either.
And I do not have $1 million.
David is very passionate about making his own coffee at home.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't actually get Starbucks that often.
Yeah, and look at us.
We're still poor.
Struggling.
but you know what I mean? Like it's just those challenges come up, and so I can sometimes get very frustrated and jaded because I'm like,
no, that's
how
fair.
is it that we used to survive on just the one income of one person and now 2 full incomes barely feels like enough?
I know. It is crazy.
Yeah. How did we get into this? I don't know the train that took us to this.
It's because I was talking about like if men had periods, like we would have better solutions.
Yes.
And then you were like, yeah, I guess.
But really the problem is women. I'm just kidding.
No,
I love women.
I
am a woman. Yeah. For women.
We support women.
Yeah.
We're girls.
Yeah. I am a girl's girl 100%.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like many girls can secretly listen to my whole entire spiel and be like, she's right though.
No, like when you say it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. I just wish I wish that women could have the option to work and not feel like they're drowning. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more of where I'm coming from. Is like, it would be great to have like the equality and all those things, and the economy doesn't just like suddenly take over and decide like, oh cool, now that you have 2 incomes, let's just raise everything through the roof. You know what I mean? Like, that's really where I'm coming from, ladies, I swear.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And like to your point where you're feeling like you have to balance everything.
Yeah.
Like that, I know that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
But feeling like you're working, but you're still having to balance home life. Like if you're married or you have children, like you're still having to balance being mom, being wife, and working. There's just like a lot of pressure. And you have to, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be amazing at everything.
Yes.
Like you don't have the grace to like be learning or be like maybe mediocre or average in one area. You like are expected to be like the girl boss.
Yes.
And you're expected to like be the best mom that makes like the lunches that are cut out like you know. And you're there's so much expectation
to excel in every area.
Yeah. And to have like the clean house and the like really pretty beige furniture and you know what I mean, like and there is just a lot of pressure in general when you're like take up like, because I just don't, and I'm gonna speak from a woman, I can't speak on men, but like I don't know if like men have the same expectations or pressures that like they could be, you know, they're working dads or whatever, but people are not like, oh, and how are you like juggling being a dad?
Yeah.
Like no one expects you to do anything in the dad role or the husband role because you're working.
Yeah, that's true.
But like as a woman, you're a woman, but it's like, you know, how do you also take care of your kids
Yeah.
and do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. And that's a whole other spiel. But.
Yeah. I do think it's crazy as a woman that there's judgment in both directions. Like,
Yeah.
women really can't catch a break no
No,
matter
yeah.
what you choose
Yeah.
to do. If you want to be the girl boss, then your child is somehow being neglected.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
if you want to fully devote yourself and become like a stay-at-home mom and a teacher and all those things,
Right.
then it's like, oh,
What are you doing all day?
like, yeah. And that's crazy to
I know.
me.
Yeah.
Like, that's so sad because I feel like even people who are girl bosses, quote unquote, it's like, what do you think? Their kid is just like taking care of themselves? Like,
yeah.
they have to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's a whole industry of childcare, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're having someone who's choosing to say, I'm going to be the one who's involved in a part of this. So that's a full-time job. Like, I think it's so disrespectful
Yeah.
to talk down to women who are laying it down.
I know.
That's, yeah.
It's wild. I had a boss / coworker
Mm-hmm.
when I left my job to like stay home full time.
Mm-hmm.
Say to me, "Oh, you should take up like a hobby since you're gonna have so much free time now."
Oh my gosh.
Like as if taking care of like a baby was gonna be like
Yeah.
just a walk in the park and I'm just gonna be at home chilling.
Oh my goodness.
Like just I don't know. It just was wild to me because I was like, yeah, with all my free time that I'm gonna have, like I have more free time when I went to work.
Yeah.
Because when you go into like a 9 to 5, like you get to take a lunch.
Yeah.
You
It's
just
kind
sit.
of a luxury in a weird
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Like you get to just sit down and no one needs anything. From you.
Yeah.
Like you get to eat a lunch, like whatever lunch you want.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And even as you're doing your work, you kind of can zone out a little bit and just like
Yeah.
be focused on this task versus like.
Yeah, and you could take breaks. And yes, like, and I'm not like belittling work. Like,
No,
work
I
is
know.
work. But sometimes like I do joke with Sean that like I want to switch roles and like I'll go back to work and he could stay at home.
Yeah.
Just to like, sometimes it does feel like, oh, they get like a break. Like they get
Yeah.
to leave the house.
Yeah.
And they get like a break.
Yeah.
Like not that he's not, like he's working.
No, I get that. But
yeah.
that's kind of what I mean. Like, I feel like when you have a job, you kind of get into a decent routine with your job, even if there are unexpected occurrences that
Right.
can happen. You have enough of a routine where I feel like you can mentally zone out while you're doing your job.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas I feel like in parenting, it would have to be, you're just like mentally always on
Yeah.
until your child goes to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I do think that's very tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how I got onto that. I'm not
I-
complaining. I do love
Yeah.
being a stay-at-home mom. I
No.
chose it.
Absolutely.
But like sometimes I for sure could, if I'm like in a bad mindset, I could get like jealous or envious. But, like I don't get to like go into an office and just like no one needs anything from
Yeah.
me. Like I'm just gonna sit there and do my work and think about like all the things I need to do. Like think about me for
Yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Product number 2.
Product number 2, go for it, Priya.
So this one, it's funny because it's from Home Goods, and I don't know if anyone will necessarily be able to find it now. I've looked at this artist online, and I feel like her work in Home Goods, there was just more that I didn't see that she had online on her website. But she's Indian. Her name is Sapna Shah,
Ooh.
and her work is so pretty. Like
Wait, is she the one that did the horse?
No, she's not. I know
Or
what
your
you're talking
pillow?
about. No,
Oh.
that. No, hers is like canvas art.
Oh.
So I found this one. It's like a illustration of a peacock.
Mm.
And David and I had been to Home Goods like a month ago, and I saw it and I thought it was beautiful, and even he liked it. It
Yeah.
wasn't like he was like, no, you can't get that, I think
Yeah.
that's ugly. But I just kind of talked myself out of it. You know, when you're like
Yeah.
out shopping, I think especially when you're like with your spouse, you're like, no, I don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, and so I kind of was just like, I'm gonna like talk myself down from this
Yeah.
one. I don't like need to have it. And then I went with a friend, and when you go with your friends, they're like, get it, you know? Yeah. And you feel supported, and
Yeah.
you feel like you have a hype man behind
Yeah.
you, you know? And so I ended up finding it, and it was funny because it was just like, it was hidden away. I don't know if maybe there was another person who like really wanted it and was like hiding it or what,
Yeah.
but like I was in a totally different Home Goods this time, all of that stuff, and I found this piece, and I'll show it like on YouTube if you see it. Like I'll post a picture of it, and maybe even on Instagram I should do that.
Yeah.
But I really vibed with it. I really liked it. And then she has a bunch of other art pieces that are just so cute. Like they're like birds and like butterflies. Like butterflies kind of scare me. That's another conversation.
Really?
They freak me out a little bit.
Why? Because they're bugs.
I guess. Like I think yes, it must be
Yeah.
that because they're very beautiful.
Yeah.
And then if I look at them for too long,
Mhm.
I just get very unnerved by them. Same thing with fish.
Oh yeah, I remember this about the fish
Yeah,
thing. That's
I
so
don't
funny.
like fish. Everyone likes like why are their eyes on the sides of their head? Like they freak me out so bad. They're so scaly. They're so gross.
That's so funny.
Like I'll be like from far away. If you show me a fish, I'm like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
beautiful, like
Yeah.
stunning. You know what I mean? But like I don't know. I'm one of those people like. No, I shouldn't even say it as if like this is an abnormal thing. But like you know when you like something,
Yeah.
you just stare at it.
Yeah.
You keep looking at it because
Yeah.
it's visually a very pleasing thing.
Yeah.
And so that's what happens to me. I start staring at it because I think it's so pretty, but then the more you stare, the more you start to pick out, and then it just freaks me out. Like I hate scales. They freak me out. They're so pretty from far
Yeah,
away because they like shine different colors and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
then like I want to vomit as soon as I start paying more attention to them.
So you don't like the rainbow fish, the book?
No.
Mental note.
No.
Do not get that for you when you have a child.
Like light it on fire.
It's one of my favorite kid books.
Yeah, no, I love it.
No.
Yeah, it's
No,
fine.
you don't have to love it.
It's fine. I get it.
You
It's
don't have to
fine.
love it.
It's fine.
No, but I get you.
Yeah.
Scales are, I get it.
They're
and I get
so
it about butterflies.
gross. Yeah.
I think butterflies are beautiful.
Yeah.
But would I ever want one landed
They're
on
like
me?
beady hands,
No,
like
yeah.
flies and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
ugh,
No,
they're
yeah.
so nasty.
Yeah. I think I went into like a butterfly. What is that when you go into like a
Yeah.
room or
Like a
something?
sanctuary or
Yeah,
whatever.
and
Yeah.
they like are everywhere. I think I went into one of those when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, like so cute.
Yeah.
And then you're like in there, but like they're still bugs.
Yeah.
And you could see them.
Yeah.
And when they like are on you, like yeah, you can see their little hands, their little faces, their antennas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they're still just bugs
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. When I went on vacation with David's family a few months
you
back,
guys did something with butterflies.
we did the same thing where
Yeah.
you go into that like enclosure
Yeah.
and there's just a ton of butterflies all around and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like their prints are incredible. Like it is artistry in nature.
Yeah.
And a couple of them I think sat on Joey, who is my brother-in-law, and then another one, I think like 2 or 3 sat on David,
Mhm.
my husband. And we took a photo and stuff, and it was really cool. And I literally had to keep in the back of my mind reminding myself, like, don't pay too much attention.
Yeah.
Don't pay too much attention. You're just gonna start crying.
Yeah.
Pay too much attention to these things. Like you're just gonna freak yourself out.
Yeah.
And so I did. I like mentally like kind of forced myself to not go that far and to just admire what I could admire about
just
it.
like looking at the wings. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even then I kind of like at some point was like, this is a little scary. Like I have no chill. My brain is like, oh, you think that's nice? You're terrified of it now. So I just felt like yeah, I guess I'm a very texture oriented person or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so to go back to this artist.
Oh yes.
So that's actually what we're talking about. She just has really cool things. I think I'm someone who in my home I like to mix just like random little things. Like I like the clean aesthetic, but then I like having little things like here if you're on YouTube, I have like a toucan as my curtain drawback.
Yeah.
Which I like those things, like having little pops that you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
random but cute, and it like
Yeah.
all flows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like just like little colorful things or whatever. And so I'm always sort of looking for something that's like just a tiny bit eccentric but still flows into
Yeah.
everything that I have. And I feel like she does that. Like her art is very cool. She had the person that I went with is a big cat person, and so we ended up buying matching paintings because
How
there's
cute.
one of like.
Do you have it here? Are you gonna put it
Yeah.
up? Where are you putting it?
I don't know yet.
How cute! I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll show you after this. We're gonna redo our bedroom. We're gonna paint the walls because the original paint that we got is like peeling off and just like not doing well, so it needs a coat of paint.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out now how I want to redo our room. I want to be able to figure out how to mix cool and warm tones together, and like that painting, the second one with the cats, is actually a really cool painting because it mixes a lot of warm and cool tones together.
So it'd be like a nice focal point.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and kind of like use the colors in that to figure out
Like the theme of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. Thanks. Yeah.
it'll be good. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So my next product is the Kindle.
Oh, yeah.
Kindle.
Yeah.
I've been trying to. My goal this year was to read every night before bed instead of like scrolling or watching TV.
Yeah.
And so,
Which is like a great goal.
yeah, so
Love
I've
that
been
for
doing
you.
pretty good this
Yeah.
year, and the Kindle has just like made it so much easier to do that and like enjoyable. So I've been loving that. I just recently got like it goes around the Kindle, and so it's like for you to like slip your hand in, so you can kind of
Genius.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you can like read it, and your hand is like holding it without having to like hold the big Kindle.
Yeah.
Because my hands would kind of hurt. That was like my one complaint about it.
Yeah.
And then I saw this, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So the case and the Kindle have been like a favorite that I feel like I go to, like I use every single day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually very cool.
Yeah.
David really wants a Kindle. I think that you inspired David, to be completely honest, because I think you had mentioned it
Yeah.
a while ago, and it was probably around the time that David was thinking about it. So now it's something that he's like, that's like on his Christmas wish list. Yeah.
October 10th, the Amazon Prime.
Oh, do they have a deal for
Yeah,
it?
that's how I got it. I got it last Amazon Prime because they do it twice a year, like their Prime days.
Yeah.
And so I waited for the last one, and that's when I got it.
That's okay.
So it's like coming up in like a week.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
But yeah, I will say like I love it. You can read in the dark because it's backlit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt your eyes. So like I can have it like
That's
Sean
so
could be asleep and I'm
nice.
reading.
Oh, that is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like physical books,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm not someone that likes a lot of clutter, and I don't have space.
Yeah.
Like we have a really tiny apartment, and
Yeah.
so buying books was like kind of hard because I don't have like a bookcase or a bookshelf. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know where to put them. So like just purchasing them on the Kindle is just easier in the sense of like I don't have to like figure out where to put it
Yeah.
to carry it. Like some books are heavy, but
Yeah.
anyway, I like it.
Does it have like I honestly haven't really looked at it. Can you like turn pages? Does it look like a physical page, or is it just like you slide and it's the next?
You tap and it turns the page, but
Okay.
you don't see the you don't see the page turn.
Okay.
It just like is on the next.
It's like a slide.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's like so I like that I can take it places. I imagine if I was like able to like go chill on the beach, it would be like something I'd throw in my bag with me.
After what the beach has done to you,
Oh,
are you?
Or like a pool day.
Yeah.
It would be like a nice thing just to take to the pool. Because sometimes when you're reading and
Yeah.
the sun is glaring, like this just does a good job of like, there's no glare.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
That's
Yeah.
actually really interesting.
Yeah.
This is good.
I'm a big fan.
I like this review of yours.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah. What's a book that you have read recently that you like?
What did I just finish? What did I just finish? I'm currently reading a book about Revelation.
Ooh, that's heavy.
But it's really good. It like the author does a really good job of making it digestible.
Really?
Mhm. So I've been enjoying that. So like I've been reading it and then reading Revelation like with it. It kind of helps you read through the book. It's really good.
That's cool.
I'm trying to remember the author's name. I can't remember.
I
his
feel like
name.
you read such heavy material. I'm always looking for like
And,
an answer
that's
of like
book.
a casual book, and you're always
Sorry.
like, oh, no, that's a good thing. That's like your personality, you know.
The last book I read was Raising Worry-Free Girls. That was also
See
a
what
good
I mean?
book. Yeah. I remembered what it was. But yeah, that was the last book I read. Also a really good book if you're raising women.
I commend you. I mean it. I'm not being sarcastic.
Wow.
Women who read. I think that it's cool. I think that you like go into it to like learn something. I think
I
for
like
me,
learning.
yeah, for me, typically, if I'm going in to read something, it's like a leisure read.
Yeah, which I think I did one leisure read. I stayed up till like 4 in the morning. It just wasn't like sustainable for me. I have no chill. I stayed up till 4 in the morning to finish the book.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I had to wake up at like 7, and I just like that's not sustainable for me. And so so I would like to read more books like that, but I just feel like I always feel guilty if I'm reading for leisure. I feel like if I'm reading, I should be reading like the Bible or something. Like I feel like unless I'm like reading my Bible every day, like I don't get a leisure book.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot of internal pressure.
So sometimes I just feel guilty. Like so I feel like if I'm reading, I need to read for education. And then I don't know where that comes from.
You're worthy of leisure.
Thank you.
You're worthy of chilling out, man.
But I just feel like,
I think that's where that's coming from.
I just feel like time is like you don't have enough time. I never feel like I have enough time.
Yeah.
So when I feel like I get free time, I feel like I need to be
working.
Yeah, like doing something productive in my free time. I don't know where that comes from, but it just feels like life is too short to like relax.
That sounds like way too much pressure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop you right there. No, I do get that. I think that I used to deal with a lot of guilt too for using my time to do something that's not necessarily productive.
Right, yeah.
But like if there's any encouragement I can offer, finding time to just relax is very productive because it heightens your senses again when you're back in on it, you know?
Yeah.
But obviously
I know I'm not anti like relaxing.
You are.
No.
We go. I'm anti-women, you're anti-women relax.
Because I feel relaxed when I read these books too.
Yeah.
I guess I just feel like my relaxing needs to also be, I don't know, like keeping my, like, I don't know, still gaining something even if I'm relaxing. But I'm not like anti the practice of relaxing. I think I just am like, I don't know.
No, we got it. It's fine. You don't want to relax.
I just like want to be intentional with my with
okay.
my relaxing time.
That's cool. It's great. I'm glad relaxing looks like another job to you.
What's your next product? I'm feeling hot in here.
I'm just kidding. I have no shame. I'm not gonna shame. I've shamed you so much. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I really don't mean it. I promise.
I don't take it. I'm not like offended. I'm not gonna go home and cry. What do you think I am?
Remember how to process a friendship.
That's my next read.
How to process when your friend hurts your feelings. My next product. I'm gonna go. I was just thinking about it in my head. I don't know what you even said that made me think of it. I feel like there's nothing in correlation to what you said, but it just literally there's no correlation whatsoever.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's genuinely absolutely nothing. But it's this perfume.
Ooh.
And it's called Pistachio Gelato by a brand called Kyali. Oh my goodness!
Can I smell it?
I don't have it.
Priya,
I know.
why are you talking about it then?
So sorry. I'm so sorry. I was literally about to buy it.
Okay.
But the only thing that stopped me was that there's usually like a sale that occurs like around November that would drop it down by 20%.
Oh,
and so it's like that's worth it waiting for that sale. But this perfume is so good. Like I'm considering buying one for myself and then buying like little rollers for my friends like for Christmas.
Yeah.
So there's a spoiler for you for Christmas. But it honestly is a very good scent. It's one of those, going back to what we were talking about earlier, where I think a lot of people were talking it up. Yeah, no, it got to a point where I was just like, people are talking this product up so much. I just want to know, is it really good? Is it really whatever? And so I got a roller of it.
Wait, who is it by?
Kyali is the brand.
Okay.
There's a mother brand called Huda Beauty, and they created a perfume brand called Kyali, and that's who sells it. But it's so lovely. Like it smells so delicious in a way that's not childish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that sometimes when you can describe perfumes as being yummy, you'll think like very vanilla-y or very like cupcakey or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is not that. Like, it has a sweetness to it, has a really great depth to it. And it is just one of those scents, like, anytime I put it on myself, I was like, I really want to just like eat this scent. And it's like so, yeah. And like,
you're selling it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am gonna get it now that I've like
talked it up.
Yeah, now that I've talked it up, I'm like, it's gonna happen. But yeah, like I totally recommend that scent. If there's anyone out there who has heard of the scent too and has been curious about it, go for it, in my opinion. Get the roller if you're not ready to commit to a giant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally get that. I was not ready to commit to a big perfume, so I said, okay, like, you know, $20 for a roller is not gonna do any damage. So I got it, but I loved it. And it's one of those perfumes I literally ran out of it months ago and I still think about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's how I know I love that perfume. Yeah.
You told me about that perfume subscription. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, so there's a subscription called Scentbird.
Yeah.
They don't have that perfume. I will say that because I think they're maybe exclusive to Sephora.
Oh, okay.
But
the scent subscription is exclusive to Sephora.
No, I'm sorry, that perfume is,
okay.
But that particular subscription, it's great because I get one perfume and I get one cologne for David.
Yeah.
And it just gives us an opportunity to try different brands, to figure out what we do and don't like.
I want to do that for us because I feel like I want to find my scent.
Yeah.
And it's like hard to find your scent.
Yeah. That's what kind of spurred me onto doing it because I don't know, I just, maybe it's dramatic, but like, do you ever envision yourself as like that girl? What does your version of that girl look like to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in my head, when I think of myself as that girl, I think of someone who can walk by you and you're like, ooh, what scent is she wearing? You know what I mean? Like, there's other things. Obviously, it's not like my scent is the only thing that I've envisioned. I'm like, my only dream is to smell good. But yeah, that's like a big piece of it. I in my head, when I think of what is like that girl version of Priya look like, it's like, okay, someone who every time you come near me, you're like, oh my god, she always smells good or whatever. And that's one of those scents that I'm like,
I love that.
It's a good one. Yeah. But Scentbird like helped me kind of figure out like what scents do I enjoy. And it helps you kind of experiment because at least you know you're not paying like a ton of money and you're getting a good size. And if you end up not liking it, you just don't like it, it's okay. You can use it as like a room spray. You know what I mean? Like I've found other ways to still use my product. It's not just one of those like I'm doomed now. But you also didn't commit to this giant size.
Bottle. No, I want to do that. Because also sometimes I feel like I've tried before where you walk into like a Macy's and you like test perfumes. One, I feel very annoying when I'm like, can I test 30 perfumes? You know, like after like one or two, like the salesman is like, okay, are you gonna buy it? You know, like they're not gonna whatever. And then two, I feel like I get dizzy. Like if I go and I smell like more than two things, everything smells the same after that. And I feel like I get dizzy and I get a headache and then I'm done. So I'm excited to try that subscription because I do want to find like my scent. But like I don't have to go in there and like
I get that.
Spend an hour.
For me, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but if I go into a place that's too heavily perfumed, I think the mixes of everything like give me almost an allergy. Like my throat can sometimes get really scratchy and stuff, and it just messes with your nose too, because then you feel like you're not actually getting to smell that one particular scent, and everything is sort of mixing in with it.
Everything smells the same at that point.
So I can for sure recommend Scentbird too because they essentially give you profile breakdowns on all of their scents. So they'll give you like a description of what you should be smelling when you smell it. And then at the bottom, usually there's like, it has like keynotes of this. And it'll show you like whatever it is you like jasmine and tuberose and like whatever. It shows you that at the bottom. So usually that's how I'm able to pick scents is I'll look at the little row at the bottom to see what highlight scents come out of it, and I'm like, that sounds really nice, I'll go for it. Or no, I'm not into that. You know what I mean?
I'm excited to try that.
What about you? What's your third product?
My third product. Okay, so my third product is from Summer Fridays.
Oh yeah, I like that brand.
Their face oil.
Ooh.
I love their face oil. I put it on every night, and I'm obsessed. It like just makes my skin feel so good. It makes me glow,
Ooh.
and then I feel like I wake up with a glow.
What is it? Do you know what kind of oil it is?
No, it has 16. It's called like their sweet 16 oil, or whatever. So it has like 16 key products.
Okay.
Or like elements inside the oil.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I do not know what is in it. I'm not really good at like. That's
Figure
like more
it out.
your forte. Yeah, I'm not really good at like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is good for the. Like, I'm just not good at that.
Oh.
I just try things, and if I feel like I look good, I'm like, I love this.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's there. I bought it so many times.
Oh,
Like,
so it's like a repurchase.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is probably my 3rd or 4th bottle that I'm about to purchase.
Ooh,
Like, I
so
just
then
finished
you do
it.
like it.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's like my one. I do like 2 to 3 things of skincare before I sleep, and that is like one of them that like I cannot skip that. Like, and it just also just feels so luxurious.
Ooh.
Like
love
it just
that.
feels fancy. I put it on, and then like I roll my face out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Look
really,
at you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Trying to get this double chin down. So I've been like putting it on, and like I roll my chin out, and it feels so
wow.
good.
Look at you. Fancy. I love that. I love having like a good night routine that you can just like enjoy.
Yeah. It's like nice.
Yeah.
Those 5 minutes of like it just feels so good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, that oil. Yeah, it's like
I want to know more about that oil.
I should bring you.
I'm like upset now because I want to know what it does.
Oh, it just.
No, I'm just kidding. But like I love knowing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ooh, what's in it? What does it
Yeah.
do? You know. Yeah. There's this oil by a brand called Pharmacy. It's their honey oil. I love that oil too. It's like a glow oil. It's like a glow serum based oil, and it also it's the right amount of heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're someone who is your oil heavy or no.
It's the only oil I've ever tried, so I don't really know what to compare it to. So like I don't know what that
Just
means.
when you put it on your skin, do you feel like, oh, this like soaked in well, or do you feel like, oh, this is like I really feel this on my skin right now?
No, I don't think I ever feel it. So I feel like it's
okay.
soaks in. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
The one that I'm talking about, it kind of sits on the skin, but I like that because typically what I'll do is I'll do my skincare routine, and then every once in a while, maybe like once, twice a week at the most, I'll put something kind of heavy on top to seal everything underneath in.
Yeah.
And that's like a good oil that like every time I feel like I wake up, I'm like, I'm beautiful. Like it's just like your skin like likes it. Or my skin particularly really likes that oil. Yeah.
Try that one.
Yeah, I'm just like a skincare fan.
No, I know.
I'm a beauty fan. At the end of the day, I really like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like skincare. I feel like my goal for 2020 was to like find a good skincare routine. And so I like just bought a whole bunch of products.
Yeah.
And used them all, and then like I just now like bought like rebuy the things that like I liked from that year.
Love that. I love that for you.
Yeah.
No, having a good skincare routine, it's like it just I don't know, when you find the products that work for you, it's such a nice feeling, and it's great to feel like, okay, like I can wake up and know, okay, my skin was like fed properly and it feels good and all that stuff. Even I think skincare routines are great for men and women. Yeah. Just do it. Yeah. Enjoy it. Enjoy like your skin, you know?
No, yeah, it's nice. And it's like I'm not someone that typically like wears a lot of makeup. Not because I don't like makeup or anti-makeup. I just am not necessarily good at it. And so sometimes I feel like when I do wear it, like I don't do it just like I just don't do it right. And then also too is a lot of times like I don't like spend a lot of time getting myself ready. Like I'm getting 2 kids ready, and I'm getting like, well, like, you know, when you're getting ready in the morning, like, it's just a lot happening. So I'm trying to leave the house. Yeah. But like doing a really good skincare night routine. Makes me feel like when I wake up or when I'm like getting ready in the morning, I like look more like put together. Yeah. There's not like you don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be hard. Yeah. Or like, oh, I look like disgusting this right way. Like I feel good enough to be like, okay, if I can just do like my hair, I can still get out the door and like not feel like, oh my gosh, I look like a slob today. So that is something that like I will take like those 10 minutes at night to do. That's good. I love a good skincare routine, honestly. That's become like my vibe for sure lately. I'm just like, give me all the skincare. Yeah.
Yeah. I gave David a skincare routine.
Oh.
Yeah. I found products that I was like, this is gonna be good for his skin. He shouldn't have any problems with it. And so now
That's so cute.
he enjoys his routine too.
That's so cute.
And it's funny because it's like certain products like I buy Korean skincare a lot.
Yeah.
And I love Korean sunscreens. They usually have really good filters and things that the FDA here technically doesn't I don't want to say doesn't allow, like, restrict certain usages of things, but it's not anything that is actually like unhealthy for your skin in any way. It's just that the FDA has like old regulations that kind of need to catch up in certain ways. So
isn't that wild?
That's a whole entire conversation.
Remind me to say something when you're done.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say the girl's formula that I get from Europe is not FDA approved.
Yeah.
And I just think that's wild that that formula is like so healthy.
Yes.
But like it's like not approved here.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
weird.
That's why I kind of struggle when I talk about certain products, because I think people give the FDA this like huge authoritative stance of like, well, if it's not approved, and you're like, that doesn't mean really any, like, I mean, do your due diligence, do your research, you know what I mean? I'm not saying like go stick mud on your face or anything, you know, but there's still just like a lot of catching up to do. And so Korean sunscreens usually have like amazing filtering properties and all these other things. And so it's just cute because David's gotten to a point now where like there's a particular brand that we use. It's called Beauty of Joseon. If anyone has ever been like, I heard of that. But it's a great sunscreen, and it's so good because it's the kind where like if I miss out on moisturizer for a day, like if I'm running out of the house, like that can honestly do it all. Like I'll feel like my skin will feel really hydrated and really good, and I know I'm getting the protection I need. But it's really cute because I think that when I started David on a routine, like he started becoming more aware of like the products that I use. So now like there's a moisturizer that he likes. So he's like, hey, like we're running low. Like make sure you get it. Or, like, so or like this sunscreen in particular, he's like, can you only buy this one from now on? And I'm like, yeah. You know, I'm like, I'll do you that favor.
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah. And it's a better price than like sunscreens here, and it does honestly a much better job. So that's my extra recommendation for today.
So have you used Supergoop? I'm assuming you have. So between the two, you still like that one?
Joseon all the way.
Okay.
Yeah. It feels amazing on my skin.
Oh.
Yeah. It just like, I don't know. It moisturizes my skin so well. And like, do you have dry skin, normal skin, or oily?
Like normal?
Okay. Hey, congratulations. That's incredible.
And also, like, I think it's normal.
No, you would know.
Okay.
Like, if you have dry skin, you would know.
Okay.
It would be like in the winter, do you get really, really patchy?
No.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You're one of the very few in this world who gets to have normal skin. I have oily skin. So, and David, I would say leans normal to oily maybe a little bit. But for some people, like if you have dry skin, you'll probably really like that. It's going to feed you really well. If you have normal skin, I think you'll really like it. Because I have oily skin.
Yeah.
And typically, most people who have oily skin will lean away from certain products. But to me, I'm like, I really don't care that I have oily skin. If it feeds my skin and feels good, like I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
Regardless of how, like my face creates oil. That's just, it is what it is, you know? And so I use that product, and like I love the way it makes me feel. David likes it, and he's like a boy. Like he doesn't, you know, he like, well, when it comes to certain things, like I think he's very like, he is actually very particular about the way things feel. Like if it feels too
like goopy,
heavy or goopy or anything like that, he just won't like it. Yeah. But even on this one, he like loves that one. So I would like 100% recommend that. Okay. It's a good one.
Product.
Yeah. Fourth one. You got a bonus one out of me today.
What was it called?
It's called Beauty of Joseon.
Joseon?
Joseon.
Joseon.
Yeah. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But it's Joseon.
Okay.
It's a great sunscreen. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Good to know. I'm always looking for a good sunscreen.
Ugh, so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Our products that we're liking.
This was so fun.
This was a fun one.
Yeah, I really liked doing it. It feels really like just sweet. I feel like we got good conversations out of it and everything too. Yeah.
We love you guys. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes. Have a great day, you guys.
See you next week.
Bye.